sleepless nights since the breakup, that crushing end of the world feeling, tired of just being sad, feeling empty? Are you ready to finally move on and reclaim your joy? Because deep down, you probably already know that healing isn't just about waiting for time to pass. It's truly about making the right decisions every single day, guided by the right strategies. Welcome to the Unbeatable Heart podcast. I'm your host, Banuel Dogaiman. Like so many of you listening, I've walked through the absolute fire of a painful breakup. It's a feeling I wouldn't wish on anyone, and it's what led me to dedicate myself to understanding the path to true, lasting healing for years, drawing from my studies in NLP and countless hours researching and applying heart healing methodologies. I've been figuring out what truly works. It's knowledge I share daily with our incredible community of over 50,000 people in our Facebook support group. I started this journey because I genuinely believe that everyone, and I mean everyone, deserves to heal. This isn't just about getting over your ex. It's about building a life you absolutely love, a life where your own happiness comes first. This podcast is dedicated to helping you do just that. Heal your broken heart while actively rebuilding your self-esteem and rediscovering your worth. So, who's this podcast actually for? It's for you if you're going through a tough breakup or divorce right now. If you're looking for real support, some solid advice from someone who gets it, and most importantly, actual steps you can take to start healing and really move on, you're in the right place. If you're going through the tough time of a breakup, sometimes just getting through the day can feel like a huge mountain to climb. Big goals might seem impossible, and even small tasks can feel really heavy. You might look at your to-do list or just think about what needs to be done and feel completely overwhelmed, maybe even a little bit stuck. Does that sound at all like how you're feeling sometimes? Like you're not making any progress or like you're just not doing enough? I know that feeling from my own healing journey. There were so many days when I felt like I wasn't achieving anything. The sadness felt so big, and I'd look at all the things I thought I should be doing, being strong, moving on, feeling better, and I just felt like a failure because I wasn't there yet. It was a really tough way to feel. What I've learned and what I want to share with you today is that healing and rebuilding your belief in yourself doesn't happen in giant leaps. It happens in tiny, tiny steps. It happens when we start to notice and feel good about the small wins. You might be thinking, small wins? What does that even mean when my heart is broken? Well, when you're going through a really hard time, a win can look very different. It's not about winning a race or getting a big prize. A tiny win could be getting out of bed when it felt impossible, taking a shower, making yourself a simple meal even if you didn't feel like eating, replying to one kind message from a friend, going for a 5-minute walk even if you just walked around your living room, getting through a tough memory without completely falling apart, being kind to yourself for one moment when you felt like being critical. These things might seem so small, like they don't even count, but oh, they count so much. These are the building blocks. These tiny successes are what start to build up that feeling inside that says, hey, I can do things. I'm moving forward, even if it's slowly. I'm strong. This feeling of being capable, of knowing you can do things, is so important for our healing. It helps us believe in ourselves again. So, how can we get better at noticing these tiny wins and letting them help us? 1. Change what you're looking for. Our brains are often trained to look for big achievements or to notice what we haven't done or what's going wrong. We need to gently retrain our brains to also look for the small good things, the small efforts we're making. It's kinda like when you're looking for your keys. If you're only looking in the obvious big places, You might miss them if they're tucked under a small piece of paper. We have to adjust our looking. 2. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Seriously. When you do notice you've done one of these small things, even if it felt really hard, take a moment to acknowledge it. You can literally say to yourself, "Hey, good job. That was hard, and I did it." Or, "I'm proud of myself for trying." This isn't about being boastful. It's about giving yourself the same kindness and encouragement you'd give to a good friend who was struggling. Now, there's a little mind tool that can help us make these good feelings from our tiny wins feel a bit stronger and last a little longer. It's kinda like saving a good feeling so you can find it again later. We can call it creating an "I did it" touch. This is a simple way to link a good feeling to a small action. Here's how you can try it. First, think of a tiny win. What's one very small thing you did today or yesterday that you can acknowledge as a success? Maybe you made your bed. Maybe you drank a glass of water. Maybe you reached out to a friend. Just one small thing you did. Really feel it. Now, close your eyes for a moment if you like. Think about that small win and let yourself feel that little bit of, "Hey, I did that." How does that feel in your body? Maybe a little bit lighter, a little bit of relief, a tiny spark of okayness. Even if it's very faint, try to find that feeling. Create your "I did it" touch. As you feel that little bit of "I did it," maybe you can make a gentle fist with one hand or touch your thumb to your middle finger. Some small, unique touch, something easy you can do. As you make the touch, really focus on that good feeling of "I did that." You're linking the touch to the feeling. Use it and build it. Now, every time you notice another tiny win during your day, do that same touch again while you acknowledge your effort. "I managed to get through that phone call." Touch. "I ate something healthy." Touch. The more you link that touch with these small moments of accomplishment, the stronger that "I did it" feeling will become when you use your special touch. It's like collecting little drops of good feeling. This isn't about pretending every day is full of huge victories. It's about honoring the quiet strength it takes to get through the hard days, one small step at a time. It's about building up your belief in yourself, tiny win by tiny win. So, what are some ways to make sure you're spotting these tiny wins? Keep a tiny wins list. At the end of each day, maybe before bed, try to write down just one or two, or even three if you can, small things you did that day that you can count as a win. I took a shower. I didn't check their social media for a whole hour. I was kind to myself when I felt sad. Looking back at this list after a few days can show you that you are making progress, even when it doesn't always feel like it. Change your definition of productive. After a breakup, just surviving the day is productive. Resting when you need to rest is productive for your healing. Crying when you need to cry is productive for releasing emotion. Let go of all the ideas about what it means to have a good day. Right now, a good day might just be a day you go through with a little bit of self-kindness. This whole idea of focusing on small wins is about shifting your attention. When we're heartbroken, it's easy for our minds to get stuck on the big loss, the big pain, all the things that feel wrong, and that's understandable. But if we can also, gently, start to look for these tiny moments of strength, effort, and self-care, it helps to balance things out. It reminds us that even in the middle of sadness, we are still capable, we are still moving, we are still here. It doesn't erase the pain, but it can sit alongside it. And little by little, those tiny wins build a bridge to feeling stronger and more like yourself again. They are the quiet proof that you are healing. So, let's recap what we explored today. We explored how, after a breakup, big goals can feel too hard, and how important it is to notice and celebrate our tiny wins. We learned that these small successes are the building blocks for believing in ourselves again. We talk about creating an I did it touch, a simple touch linked to the feeling of accomplishment to help us collect and feel those good moments a little more strongly. And we shared some ideas for spotting your tiny wins, like keeping a list and changing your idea of what a productive day looks like when you're healing. Your gentle invitation for this week, for the next few days, try to notice and write down just one tiny win each day, just one thing, no matter how small, that you did or got through. And if you feel up to it, when you notice that win, try creating and using your I did it touch. Just see how it feels to give yourself that little bit of acknowledgement. Please remember, this is about progress, not perfection. Some days you might spot lots of wins, other days it might be harder, and that's okay. Every single effort you make to be kind to yourself and acknowledge your own strength is a beautiful step on your healing path. You are doing so much better than you probably think. So, we reach to the end of another episode. As you already know, healing is a journey, and it's so much more powerful when we walk it together. If you're looking for a private, supportive space to connect with others who truly get what you're going through, to share your wins and your struggles, and to get ongoing encouragement from a community that genuinely cares, then I'd love for you to join our incredible Facebook group. You can find the direct link to join us right there in the episode description of this podcast. Just tap on that and you're in. And of course, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our upcoming episodes. Remember, you are so much stronger than you think, and your brightest days are ahead. Until next time, keep healing, keep growing,